So when you're getting ready to go on tour, what are the things that are important to you with this show? I mean, you did the American Idol tour, and it was fabulous. I enjoyed it so much. What will be different about this show?
Well, the thing that's kind of neat about this show is it really was 2 tours. Kelly had a tour and I had a tour, and then we just decided at the last minute to throw them together and do them together, and do bigger venues, have somebody on the road to kind of share the load with and to have fun with, and so that's why we called it independent. There's a whole bunch of reasons that it's independent. It's because they were independent tours. We were going to do different things, and we put them together, and we really are separate, you know. And not only that, we both want to remember the fact that American Idol got us where we are today, but we both also want to say, you know, kind of show that we're not part of the show anymore. The show was last year, and for her 2 years ago even, and we'd like to step away from that stigma, I guess, if you will. And so the show's going to be about our albums. We're each going to do some things that, I'm going to even do some stuff that I want to try to get on my next album. And we're going to do some stuff that, you know, people wouldn't expect to hear from us, or especially not on American Idol. So it should be very interesting. And then there's a possibility. We're actually working on it, have been working on it, and meeting again on Monday on trying to find a duet that she and I can do together.
Oh, that is
so cool. At some point in the tour. That'll be really neat.
Clay, don't go anywhere. More from Clay Aiken coming up in just a minute. It's Clay Aiken this morning, 7:25, Kiss 98.5.
When the world wasn't upside down, I could take a... With the one and only Clay Aiken.
How are you dealing with all this money? I mean, it's gotta. Seriously, because I understand you wanting to have independence from the whole American Idol thing, but your album is huge, and you have to be making a ton of money.
Well, it's kind of just sitting there now. I haven't done much with it.
Okay.
I'm not used to it. I remember having to pay for my groceries with coins, so that's nice. I don't have to pay for my groceries with coins anymore.
Like the number, when you look at your bank account, it's just got to be mind-boggling, because you still think, well, I'm just Clay.
Well, I've gotten over the giggling thing. I used to go to the ATM machine and just print out the balance just so I could look at it, but I don't anymore. So it's really nice, but I mean that's not necessarily the only reason. I mean that's not the reason I do this, really.
No, and we all know that, and that's what makes you so special.
It's a nice perk, though.
It does help.
It does help. You could have a really well-paid dog walker.
Clay Aiken on the phone with us this morning on Kiss 98.5. Clay, who do you trust?
My mom. You know, but I definitely trust my mother. But I've been really lucky. I'm really surrounded by a lot of people who I trust quite a bit. The person who's on the road with me every day, kind of my right arm and takes care of everything that I do. Very trustworthy. The person people who work on my foundation, the executive director of my foundation, completely implicitly. My attorney. I've got a lot of people I work with who really are very trustworthy, and I think that's kind of interesting. Here's what it is. Either everybody else is really wrong about the music industry, or I'm really naive. And I don't think I'm a very naive person. I usually try to pay attention, and I'm pretty smart about what's going on. And I've been really lucky. Everybody at the record label and the management company and the show are very honest people who really just want to make sure that I'm happy and that I'm enjoying myself. And I mean, they definitely have, motivations. They need X, Y, and Z done, but it's been wonderful in how things get done because when people compromise and people collaborate and work together. And so I trust pretty much everybody I work with.
At the end of the day, do you
Except for reporters, really.
Reporters? We don't count, though, right?
No, you don't. No, you don't. I trust you guys. I do.
You're just the most genuine guy, and we're always so impressed. At the end of the day, when the doors are closed, the shades are drawn and everything, do you feel like somebody from above is looking over you?
I know that. And when the shades are not drawn, all day long.
Yeah,
it's amazing. I look at the things that happened to me throughout the course of the past year and the places that I was when this started, and just look back 5 years ago when I decided to change, when I decided that I wanted to go to school for special ed. If I had not gone to school for special ed, if God had not put that in my path, I probably wouldn't be here today, because I wouldn't have been working with the people who convinced me to audition for this show, because it's not something that I would have done, and I had somebody push me to do it, and that's because I was doing what I was doing, and I wouldn't have, and if it weren't for my passion for that, which came because he put me where he was, I wouldn't be able to do the foundation and to work and to hopefully make a difference in that area. And there's so many things. Every day you look at where you are, and what you're doing, and you think, God put me here for this reason. God made me meet this person for this reason, and God, has this in store for me. And there's always just so many exciting things, and so I just get excited about what's next and what He's got ready for me, and I'm just willing to take what He wants me to do.
So with everything that God has given you, what do you think you owe back?
Just the fact that I think He puts each person He puts each person in a position to set an example and to do good and to show people Him and how much He loves them through what they're doing, whether they're a teacher, whether they're a DJ on the radio, or if they're a celebrity, kind of like what I am becoming, I guess. It's such an amazing audience to listen to, just to be an example. And I mean, I think that if He's going to put me here, I would not be doing what He wanted me to do if I was not setting a good example for everybody who I speak with, and everybody who I talk to, and everybody who listens to me or sees me or anything, on TV, on the radio, or even in person.
How do you go? I mean, being as famous as you are, and you have trouble going to walk your dog and going shopping, how do you go to church?
I haven't had a chance to, really, because I'm very rarely free on Sundays, and unfortunately I haven't had a chance to, and I'm hoping to, maybe on tour when I have time off on Sundays, to try to find something in the city that I'm in, but
that would be easy.
It's a goal of something, but I've always said, I have my father didn't go to church regularly. I have my grandfather doesn't go to church regularly, and I've always believed that you don't have to go to church necessarily to be a good Christian. You don't have to go to the Sunday service. I think that's a big part of being devoted, is going to church. But I'm able to pray and talk to God every day, not just on Sunday mornings from the church, from the church building.
I'll pray for you on Sundays and light candles for you, Clay.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. It was so much fun having this time to spend with you today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
I can't. I'm still. Thank you, Clay. What?
Nick, you've got a tear in your eye.
It's not tears. It's excitement. It's joy.
It's 98.5. He's a good guy.
I gotta go to church now.
Till 7:34. It's Kiss 98.5.
Come.